100.3 Philly's R&B. AshMac here, your cousin in the community. And you know what? I got a big special guest here today simply because we need to know all things about our community, how we can get involved, and what they're doing to actively make sure we're safe in our community and in our homes too. I have Commissioner Kevin Bethel today.
Hey.
How are you?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I'm doing well.
Yes. Well, thank you for making time. I know you're busy, so you cleared the schedule just for us. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's how we do it,
Oh,
right?
hey! I love
born,
it.
you know,
I love
so.
that. Okay, now you've served nearly 30 years with the PPD and Chief of School Safety for the School District of Philadelphia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it sounds like the common denominator here is service.
Yeah, service and actually young people. I left the police department, to work in the juvenile justice system, trying to find a way to keep our young kids, particularly kids of color, out of the system. And then found my way over to school district. Dr. Hyde, a phenomenal leader, got me to come on board to help revamp the school safety, and I think they're doing extremely well. And then equally honored when Mayor Parker selected me to come back to run the police department. So I'm blessed and I'm just glad to be here.
Yes, let's get a round of applause because that's huge. Yes, that's for everyone that's here. Everyone got to clap. Yes. Amazing. Yes. Now, of course, like we were just saying, no matter the title, no matter the role that you have, the common denominator has been serving. Do you think this has always been a calling of your life or your life's purpose?
Yeah, my purpose early in the process was just a young kid coming to the police department, college dropout, trying to find my way. But over the years, even now, probably more steeped than now, is my life of service. You know, the ability on the final stages of my life. Not that I'm an old head, but
I was going to say, don't say that.
I mean, but what I mean by that is I am in that final stage, and so I really I came back to serve.
Yeah,
I'm here because I want to be blessed to work for a phenomenal mayor. But I'm here for service, and I think I have an opportunity to lead that department in that direction in a very focused way.
Amazing. Well, let's talk about leadership. And I know it has to be a hard role and shoes to fill on a regular basis. But when we talk about the pandemic and we talk about you being in this role, what do you think has been the most important to when it comes to building your department and also making sure we have that community and sense of relationships with the public and the people within our communities?
Yeah, first and foremost, I come back to the department recognizing the morale was extremely low. You have a department that for the last 4 years have really felt like the community doesn't want them, going through the funding and obviously after the riots and other activity. They really felt like they weren't part of the community. And so with the support of the mayor, really coming out and very, very clear, I have no time for illegal and inappropriate behavior, but willing to name the men and women and make them feel, great again. And my job is to continue to do that. We think we're heading in the right direction. And but the key focus of that is engaging in the community and being more community focused. Our staffing is down, so it gives us some challenges. But the mayor, in her plan, even before she came into office, and then part of our 100-day plan was really focused on community policing, trying to get as many as our men and women out in the field so they can touch the community. I mean, you got to touch people. I mean, you got to get on.
Have to be tangible.
You got to feel the pulse, and and that's how you got to get on the ground.
Facts. Now, you talked about and mentioned the 100-day report. Okay, now Mayor Parker has deemed you as what? The best police commissioner in the country, basically ever. Like, how do you even live up to a title like that?
I think this, listen, you aspire. I mean, part of what I know she's doing is making me aspire to be my best, right? And I would sit here and say that she's the best mayor in the nation because I know she's aspiring to do the same. And I've had some great mentors, Commissioner Ramsey and I worked under Commissioner Ross, both of them, different dynamics, but both of them gave me a lot to be able to sit in this position. So, but that's my hope. I need to be the best because because I will be leading the best police department in the nation. And that's what I challenge my men and women to be as well.
Yes, I love that. Okay, now what does that even mean now that we have the 100-day report? We have the plan. Now, where do we start from here? Yeah,
I think we have as you saw, the mayor, before I even started my 100-day plan had, 5, emergency orders that have to impact. So we're able to do a multitude of things and really focus on the quality of life and those low-level offenses that the mayor rightfully felt that was causing people to feel like there was lawlessness. So we are focusing on our ATVs and retail theft and offenses that normally you wouldn't hear us talk about. But at the same time, focusing on our crime fighting, being very strategic as where we place our men and women. And then our Kensington, that's probably in our report, one of the mayor's biggest areas of focus, even before I took on the position, is really focusing. It's going to take time. It took 7 years. Is a process. So we've been at it for a little over a month. or close to a month now.
Right.
It's going to take time, but we are going to show, create a difference in Kensington.
So I would ask, it's no secret. We know that there is an issue, a huge concern when it comes to the Kensington area. So moving forward, how do you set that tone, or how do you set that we know that this is an issue and we're doing the necessary steps to resolve that? But are you using this as an example for other areas as well?
Yeah, I think I think first and foremost, there's nothing like Kensington. I mean, we've talked about some of our colleagues across the nation who've had, open drug markets. And so there's no template and playbook for what we're embarking on. But, we start with our why. I mean, I tell, oftentimes we focus on our addicted community, and I understand that. But at the same time, the level of trauma and it has on the children who live in that area, the schools that I represent in the safety function, the impact it has on them is undeniable. And what those communities had to endure, we would not allow this to anywhere else in this city of Philadelphia. And so why do we take one of our most marginalized communities, one of our poorest communities, and one of our community of color, and allow an open air drug market? And so we're just going to reset. We're working through that process now through our phase approach. The executive team was able to work through that. Commissioner Stanford kind of thought through this phased approach. And so, we're right now moving into our enforcement.
Yeah.
We have a new officers down there now. They're getting acclimated to the neighborhood, and we're just slowly incremental press. But at the same token, we're always going to provide opportunities for folks to want to go into treatment. But we have a lot of work to do, but we're excited about the direction we're going.
Speaking of work, you live by a few phrases here. I'm about the work.
Oh, yeah.
Or let's get to work.
Yes,
what I love about that is that it's not just words, it's action associated with it. What do you think people would say about you so far when it comes to the work that you're putting into the city?
Well, that's a great question. I hope they see my passion. I hope they talk about my commitment to the city. And my hope is that they see someone who really, really wants to change and make this a safe city for all the citizens. I'm born and raised in the city. Today, as I shared, we just left a press conference where we had a mass shooting over yesterday. And it's hard when I grew up in the city and to see that, the things that are happening. So I'm focused, and I'm here for them.
Yeah.
This is not about Kevin Bethel. It's not some ego-driven chief who just wants to sit here and ride, this thing and say, I was a commissioner. I want a legacy, and I want to show a legacy that I did something different for the citizens that I serve. My mother-in-law lives in the heart of North Philadelphia. My mother used to live with her. I want better for them, and that's the drive.
So the shooting that we just saw the other day resulted in 3 passing and I believe 7 injured.
6.
6 injured. Okay. So what would you say for the means of safety? Because we live in an interesting time where everyone wants to protect themselves, right? And a lot of times we've seen that result in firearms, violence, everything. But what would you say is the best call or best practices we can do individually or collectively when it comes to protecting ourselves?
Well, that's a tough question, right? I think
no,
but I think it's an appropriate one. First and foremost, I think we have to get away from the narrative to tell people to carry guns to make them feel safe. Many people have no idea the impact, and you never know when you're in a situation where you pull a gun as a licensed carrier, and I pull my gun, and guess what? It's on, and so I think we just have to be careful in how we're messaging, and I think we have to just make sure that, particularly with our young people, that they have a trusted adult that they know they can reach out to when they're feeling bullied or being pressed around safety. And as adults, I mean, I think we're going to have to reach within ourselves and reach into those de-escalation skills that we have, and also recognize that there's no benefit for as an adult to carry a weapon, because it just has so many downstream negative impacts. And so I know it's hard for people to hear that.
Yeah.
But if we don't start having the conversation around, let's stop pulling guns and start having a conversation, or even in some cases as a kid, we got into our fights, and yesterday was a fight that turned into gunplay.
Yeah.
Then we're never going to change the narrative. We just keep feeding the beast. Carry a gun because you're not safe. Carry the gun because you're not safe. Well, somebody has to do a counter narrative, because that's what our young people are here. Adults are saying carry guns because you're not safe. Oh, okay. So they listen to that.
Right.
And we know they're not fully developed. Their brains are not developed to understand that. And so we have young people today who are carrying weapons. The good part, our young people, the homicides are down significantly, almost 60% for our young people. So we are seeing some success right now. But we just got to really be focused on, let's move away from the guns. Let's get back to having those conversations. We want to have a fair one. Let's have a fair one. But the days of just pulling guns is just, we're never going to stop.
Right.
Like, we're never going to get to that positive place. So.
Facts. I mean, and more importantly, we want to allow the youth to be able to be kids, and then allow adults, young adults, and human beings to really see all moments of their life and live out their life to the fullest. So what can you share that outside of decreasing gun violence and everything else, what are some other opportunities and things that you're creating for youth to really enjoy being a kid?
Yeah, listen, I appreciate that. Coming back from the department, I was, prior to coming back, leaving the department, I left to create the school diversion program.
Mm-hmm.
It was there for the first time I realized the impact our arrest was having on young children as young as 10 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And through that process, we were able to develop a school diversion program where at that time in 2014, 1,600 kids were being arrested in the school district. Last year was 150, so we've reduced that by 90%. Moving those young people into programs. DHS, Department of Human Services, has been a phenomenal partner. Go out and talk to these young people, go to their families at their location and meet with them where they are.
Yeah.
Because there's other needs that are there. And so I'm excited about the mayor pushed part of her plan was to have youth engagement. And so we're moving to a citywide, now taking that from the school. And shortly we'll be launching a citywide diversion program where officers will be able to stop Kevin Bethel, that 10-year-old child, and put him into a program where, we'll not arrest him, he will not be fingerprinted, he will not be photographed, and we'll be able to get him or her into a program with Department of Human Services or maybe others, and Intensive Preventive Services that DHS has, to be able to work with that child over, they can work with him up to 90 days. And we find that to be an effective way, because if I get a 10-year-old child in a stolen auto, something's wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But then you shouldn't charge a child, a minor, as an adult either. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's reassuring to know that that's a program that you have. And then also, we live in a time of mental health needs to be a forefront of the conversations a lot of times too.
Absolutely.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
I appreciate you. I'm glad for the opportunity to talk to you about what we're doing. I appreciate you.
I mean, this is a start, right? Because we need to reassure all of our communities, especially our communities that look like us and the ones that don't, that you want to have these relationships and transparency to really build that up the way that you're supposed to protect and serve.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm so appreciative of you giving me the opportunity to sit here and talk about, because we have to have hope. You hear the mayor and our executive team, hope. Like we have to will this. We have to make sure that people understand that we don't have to be like this. And if we still hope and we get out there and do the work, we can get it done. Because to your point, that's an action. Really, get to work.
Yes,
it's not about sitting there. The mayor makes it very clear. A lot of talking. Yeah, let's get to work. And so we have to keep saying that to ourselves, because we can get comfortable.
Yeah,
numbers are coming down. We get comfortable.
Right.
Oh man, you get at the back of that. You got the wind at your back. Then you keep pushing, and vice versa. And so that's what we're going to keep doing.
All right. Well, you can get to work with the Philadelphia Police Department. If there's a call to action or anyone that you're interested in talking to, or someone that's interested in working with you, underneath you, within your department, what would you say to them? I
would say just come and go to our website, www.philly.com, right? And she's over there. I can't see that from over there.
Hold on.
What did you?
JoinPhillyPD.com.
Oh, no. You talking about? Well, you didn't say the police department. You were just saying, give me some information. But
you can give me that too. Give all information.
But JoinPhilly.com and recruiting, like we would. I mean, listen, we would love to have folks join our team. They hear me talking about it. $61,000 plus the work that's starting 6 months later. $66,000 within 5 years. $90,000. We got great benefits. Like we're the place to be. When I came over, it was $24,000 in 1986. So let's we can do this, and then they can also come to our website and find information about how they can support us. We can't do this by ourselves. Like we need folks like yourself and others out there who want to listen to us and let us spread our message. But at the same time, we need the folks out in the community to be a part of what we're doing.
All right. So we're calling out the community to be a part of change and to get to work.
Get to work.
Get to work. Okay. Let's give a round of applause for Commissioner Bethel for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Get more details and this full interview right now at rnbphilly.com. All right, done.